Well, guys, we need to talk about Don Lemon here in this video. Don Lemon of CNN, the Communist News Network, the Clown News Network, he lived to fight another day. Now, I truly believe, folks, that Don Lemon was going to get fired. There was a bunch of heat coming his way, mainly from the left, for CNN to fire him. They didn't like his comments about women and responding to Nikki Haley actually saying she was going to run for president. Now, Nikki Haley is 51 years old. Don Lemon says that Nikki Haley isn't in her prime anymore. He was talking about how women are out of their prime around the age of 40. But however, when it comes to running for president, you have to be at least 35 years old. And those elections are not every year. They're only every 4 years. So politically, somebody that's 51, they're right in the wheelhouse if they want to actually run for president. I mean, think of this. Did Don Lemon actually say something similar about Joe Biden? There's no way in the world he would actually said that about Joe Biden, who was a fossil when he ran for president in 2020. But anyway, he's back. He's back on TV, and I'm pretty sure it's the same audience. Nobody's watching this show. That is a failing show. What's the name of it? CNN This Morning or something like that? Yeah. This is a man that actually lost his primetime spot, got demoted. Then he gets in trouble, and he lives to fight one more day. However, it's not looking very good for Don Lemon. This man is on extremely thin ice, according to reports. Man, let's look at this here on TMZ. Don Lemon, final warning by CNN. One more screw up, and he's out. And I kind of predicted that if he actually does mess up again, Don Lemon is going to be shown the door. Now, Chris Light is the CEO of CNN. Chris Light is a white man. Don Lemon, like you know, black and gay. So it may come to a point where the white man, I'm assuming he's a straight white man at that, has to go out there and fire a gay black man. Wouldn't that just be poetic? I believe, folks, it's only going to be a matter of time before Don Lemon is gone. I honestly must say, guys, I don't think Don Lemon's going to last the rest of the year. I just don't see how he's going to last. I think it's pretty clear they probably wanted to fire him, but they just held back because of his skin color and his sexuality. But Don Lemon, he's not going to make it to Christmas. Let's read some of this, guys. Don Lemon is on thin ice at CNN, although he's been welcomed back for now. For now is the key word, really. TMZ has learned he's a strike away from getting the boot permanently, and he knows it. Sources with direct knowledge about Don's situation tells us when the veteran anchor spoke with upper management this week to discuss his sexist comments and the path forward, he was told this was his final warning on such antics. But were other employees at CNN actually given the same courtesy? I don't think so. What wasn't Jeffrey Toobin? Well, Jeffrey Toobin, wasn't he on CNN? He was the one, Mr. Tube Sock, that was slapping his salami on camera. He survived for a bit. I don't know if he's there or not still. But anyway, it goes on. It says, we're told it was communicated to Don in no uncertain terms the next time he insults his co-host or creates a toxic environment on or off air, so he can't even mess up in public, will be his last with the network. Boy, I can actually see this happening. Don Lemon is actually going out there in public, and people are going to harass him, and they know that he's on his final strike with CNN. Don Lemon is going to have to button up and be picture perfect. He can't have any slip-ups because he's going to get the boot. Of course, we know Don agreed to these terms in addition to signing off on participating in formal training of some sort, which is probably nothing really. The guy's set to return to his job Wednesday. He's already back. So he's up to speed on all of this. Now, this is what he actually put out, not necessarily an apology, even though I heard also he came back and Twitter this morning and he actually made an apology, but he never apologized to Nikki Haley. This is what he put out on the 16th. The reference I made to a woman's prime this morning was inartful and irrelevant, as colleagues and loved ones have pointed out, and I regret it. A woman's age doesn't define her either personally or professionally. I have countless women in my life who prove that every day. Now, one thing also, I don't recall him saying anything about Hillary Clinton running in 2016. I believe she was, 70 when she actually ran against Donald Trump? I highly doubt he said anything about Hillary. Let's see here. It's interesting Don was given this ultimatum, especially since we've heard from people in his world that he's not happy at CNN, not at all. So the uneasiness is mutual. As to why Don was given such a short leash, well, the fact is he's pretty polarizing. Don Lemon's racked up negative headlines for one reason or another in recent years, and not just from criticism from people on the right. Yeah, the people on the left were the main ones really actually going after him this time. There's another factor here, too, that must be on the minds of Chris Light and company. Ratings. Yeah, the ratings stink. His show is terrible. Not only were Don's numbers from his former primetime slot not strong enough to warrant him sticking around here, ratings on his new gig have tanked. And we actually did a video on that. Plus, we're hearing staffers at CNN are still on edge over Thursday's incident, with one source saying the anger is real and hasn't died down. It's truly became a distraction. Man, so he's actually going to be, he's already back on the air. So his coworkers aren't even really that comfortable with him. They probably, CNN is pretty woke. There's probably people that definitely don't want to be around Don Lemon ever again. I mean, will it actually come to a point to where the workers there may actually threaten to not show up if Don Lemon remains there? That's possible. It's definitely possible. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Don Lemon actually resigned in the next few months, because it definitely seems like there's going to be a lot of tension at the workplace. And when you have tension at the workplace, you don't really have much of a workplace. It can actually end up being a toxic environment when people don't get along. And we know that they are just outraged at Don Lemon. Don Lemon's not even good at his job. I mean, Don Lemon, he should have never lost his mind when Trump came on the scene like a bunch of the other left. I mean, they went nuts. Don Lemon actually did have some base points back in the day. But when Trump came on the scene, I guess everybody in the leftist media, they had to get down with this utterly crazy stuff going on. Don Lemon, man, I got to say, Don Lemon, that clip that was going around viral that I talked about before, he was real. I 1000% agree with what he said. But there is no way in the world Don Lemon would actually be critical of black people today. This is the George Floyd effect here, folks, that's going on. If you're black, you can't criticize black people, or you're going to be some type of a white supremacist. And that word white supremacist doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean anything. Like the whole Tyre Nichols situation. I mean, people on the left are bringing up race when nobody involved in this whole thing was actually white. It's all black people. But that's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Network fans, Don Lemon on his last leg at CNN. How long do you guys think that Don Lemon is actually going to last on CNN? 3, 4, 5 months, probably what I'm thinking. Not making it to Christmas. Anyway, guys, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you next time.